Dear colleagues, here are a few tips for the implantation of the indigenous phakic IOL, the RIL made by the Appasamy company. Get a good preoperative refraction, and the anterior chamber depth should be at least 2.8 millimeters or more, and a reliable white to white measurement is mandatory. You can either use an op scan or an electronic calipers. To stabilize the globe, I use a corneal pocket incision, but you can use a tooth forceps or a cotton tip bud, which is your instrument of choice. A side port incision is first made around 2 o'clock position. The anterior chamber is filled with methyl cellulose. Do not over insufflate. You can see the strands of methyl cellulose in the anterior chamber. Around 180 degrees in the horizontal meridian, a clear corneal incision is fashioned with a 2.8 mm keratome. Ideally, the incision of 3.2 would be better, so slightly enlarge this incision for better ease of implantation of the RIL. The best thing about the RIL is the ease with which you can actually load it into the injector system. Unlike its predecessor, the Star ICL, which is quite complicated mechanism of loading the lens. If you have any doubt as to whether the perforation in the haptic should be on the right or left, just follow this simple rule that the convexity of the lens, you can see that the lens is convex, the convexity should always be facing upwards. So you can forget about whether the perforation or the hole in the haptic is to the left or the right. Just make sure that the convexity is facing upwards, and it is fed into the butterfly cartridge pretty much like any regular intraocular lens. It is quite easy to load this lens, and this I think is one of the major advantages of switching over to an indigenous phakic IOL. So the injector is also something we are very comfortable with and something which we are well aware of and we have experience with. So once this is done, counter pressure has to be given. Again, I use a corneal pocket incision, and the phakic IOL or the RIL is injected very gently. As the lens emerges, make sure that the perforation in the haptic is towards the right. So once the entire RIL has been injected into the anterior chamber, a little amount of methyl cellulose is injected superior to it. Make sure that you don't inject underneath it, because this will cause it to rise and get stuck to the endothelium. A Sinskey hook is used to rotate this RIL to the horizontal position, because this is a toric RIL. Make sure that any rotation in the horizontal direction is done before tucking the haptics beneath the iris, because once you tuck the haptics underneath the iris, it will be very difficult to rotate and you will damage the zonules as well. Use little more viscoelastic to push the RIL backwards towards the iris, and once this is done, it's again a very simple procedure to tuck each of these 4 haptic stubs underneath the iris. I'm using the Vukich lens manipulator that is used for the Star ICL implantation. So once all the 4 haptic plates have been pushed underneath the iris, you need to constrict the iris. In order to achieve constriction, please note, let out some viscoelastic by hydration, and only then the pilocarpine will work. So a little amount of viscoelastic is let out by irrigation, and then pilocarpine is gently injected. This will cause the pupil to constrict. So once you've got adequate pupillary constriction, the next step is to make a PI. Well, some surgeons would prefer to do it preoperatively with a YAG laser, but I prefer to do it on table using a vitrector. The settings in the vitrector is you go to the lowest cut rate that the machine has. In my case, it is about 150 cuts, and I use a vacuum of 150 millimeters of mercury. The PI is a little large in this case. You try to aim for a much smaller one, but it is alright to have a PI of this size because it will be covered by the lids. The last step is to wash out all the viscoelastic thoroughly from the anterior chamber, and I use a coaxial IA cannula to achieve this. This is done in a gentle fashion, making sure that you have removed most of the viscoelastic from the anterior chamber. At the end of the procedure, either with stromal hydration or by any method of your choice, in this case I just use a compression of the lips with a cotton bud to achieve closure. The wound is secured, closed, and the anterior chamber is formed through the side port by hydration. I inject 0.1 ml of intracameral moxifloxacin, and this completes the procedure.